Welcome to another wonderful episode of It's the Bottom Line, where we talk about everything that's going on in the world of sports, entertainment, and life. I'm your host with the most, Mandrey, Mandrizzle Davis. But without further ado, we're not even going to talk about me. We're going to talk about who we got in it. Man, we got a special guest in the house tonight. I'm talking about, like I was saying before we came on, I call her Doc Everything, because she is like in so hands in so many pots. It is amazing, and she's doing it too. So let's give a special, nice warming, without further ado, to Doc Honeycutt on the podcast.
Hey. What's going on?
What are you doing tonight? How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. How are you feeling?
Same thing. No complaints. Like my grandparents always say, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Right. Just sit there and...
Yep.
I'm feeling wonderful. I know you are, though. How you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Yes. I love it.
I'm just like we were actually going back. I forgot how many accolades that you really have.
I've been busy.
I'm telling you, like you are inspiration without even knowing it.
Oh my God!
I was looking back. I was like, wow, actress, podcast, TV, radio host. I said, man, author, the doc, like really the doc. She's putting in work like a doctor stuck at the hospital 24/7 for real.
Yeah.
So, where do we start? I guess we'll start with the acting.
Okay.
As we were talking about, we've actually been on different episodes and different seasons of Ty Durden's North Cack on YouTube.
Absolutely, yes.
So how did that come about? How did you hook up with Ty?
Well, so Ty and I kind of started our TV shows around the same time in that, in that area of I think 2017-ish, 18-ish, before the pandemic started.
That's about the time I met him.
So, I would reach out to him and ask him different questions because as you, like you said, I'm a doctor. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know anything about doing film,
acting, and
none of that. Like I started here though.
Yes. And
I started here. I had a guy that came. He was telling me that he had his own show, and I was like, I want my own show. You got your own show, and I'm like, I've done everything else. I want to do TV too. And he was like, well, I can connect you with the right people, and you'll have your own show.
Right.
And so he connected me with the right people, and I had my own show.
And there it is.
So then, that was that show was called Life from Studio DOC. It was a TV talk show. Okay. So, you start wanting to do other things, and I'm like, I want a reality show,
So you just kept it moving.
I kept it moving. I thought about it for maybe a day or two, and I just kind of put it into action. And I got me a reality show. So
there it is.
And that's where Ty came in, because he was doing North Cack, and, I would see his movement. He would see my movement. Yes. And when I needed him, I called him. He was always there. Vice versa. If he needed somewhere to film, I would try to, because we're connected. Everybody's connected in the city. So, we look out for each other. And, I would help him to, with somewhere to film, or he would help me, just whatever we needed. And like I said, I could call him right now. And if it's something that he can do, he's going to be there for me.
That's it. Like, Ty he's a blessing in disguise. Like, if you're really, really trying to do it and you're really trying to get it, you putting in the work and you're showing up. And if you need something extra, he's there, whether it's IDMB credit or whether it's actually a paid scene for a movie or a video or a show, then he's going to lock in with you.
Yes, he is.
And then you don't have to reach him no more. He's going to reach out to you.
Yes.
Because he knows you're dedicated.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of North Cack, so what was the role as Faye? What was that role?
So Faye was a wife and a mom. And our daughter was actually seeing her cousin, and she didn't know it, but they found out, right? And she got pregnant by him,
right?
So that was the kind of the grand finale of the everything, and they was like, okay, they're seeing each other. now they're cousins.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so.
That thing blew my mind.
And that's how it went off pretty much. You know, it was crazy. But yeah, so I got to be a part of 2 as well. Right. Well, no, I'll get to come back in 3.
Oh, cool.
As well.
Cool.
You know, to finish that storyline off.
Matter of fact, as soon as that is season 2, episode 7. Because right after that, I come in with the Mexican cartel.
Okay.
Right after that scene. So, yeah, we were actually in the same episode.
Yes.
That is wild. And that thing was crazy because I remember your man was listening to the phone call. And she was like, and to get pregnant by my cousin, he's like, Faye!
Yeah, get in here! Yes.
That is bonkers.
And see, you know, I'm a reality TV girl, so me having to learn lines. Mm-hmm. And I've had to learn lines. I've been in more movies now. Right. But, you know, just sitting down, learning those lines, you know, turning yourself into that character. Yes. You know, that's a bigger challenge. I love it, though, you know, than just reality. Because reality, you just show up.
Yeah. And acting is like, for me, it's kind of like therapy because you get to whatever frustration you have in you or whatever, like just loose energy, you get to take that and put it into that character and actually be somebody you're not.
Right.
And depending on how much effort and energy you put into it is how it's going to come across on the screen when it comes out.
Yes.
So speaking of that, you were in Social Depression Part 2.
I was with Dwayne Etheridge.
Yes.
Yes. And that I played... Did I play Faye again?
I think Faye was your name in there.
I think so too. But anyway, she was sick. And her daughter was a material girl. Right. So her daughter went and bought all these material things instead of helping her mom with her medications. Mm-hmm. And her mother ended up passing.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And that kind of plays a role in today's times because there are so many people detached by the fake reality social media, and that's the lifestyle that they're trying to reach out and portray at the same time hurting their loved ones and things that they should be spending time and energy on. Like, it's guys and girls that I'm too busy ripping around the streets to be there for my child that I made, or too busy trying to keep up with the Joneses to realize that everybody's not really doing it like that.
Right.
And if you're not funding into your brand and you're busy funding into somebody else's brand, there's no way you're going to be able to build and come up.
Right.
And a lot of them don't understand that.
They don't.
Like, what's your point of view on that?
So, I'm with you. You have to put into your brand. Whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
Amen. So, let's go on to another accolade. It's so many. I don't even know we're going to have time to get through all of this with you.
I can come back.
Super duper. Yeah, you're going to have to come back. Come on back. So, let's see. You know, I'm also into the health and wellness field. So this is really a topic for me. You're into the health and wellness. So, like, people don't know you're really a doc.
I am.
So go ahead and step into that and explain to everybody what you do.
So my degree says Doctor of Naturopathy. Oh. That's I treat with alternative treatments, okay. But my specialty is muscle health. Anything that has to do with muscles, I'm on board.
Amen.
Yeah, so I work with a lot of athletes. I work, now I've worked in the trauma units. I've worked in the clinics and all that stuff. Yes. Now I work for a NASCAR owner as a private concierge and, doing assessments or just whatever I need to do. They call, I go.
That's big.
Yeah, it's huge, and I love it, and I have so much fun.
So that's like... for those who don't know, I can't think of the movie, but the name of the movie, but Queen Latifah was a doctor.
Oh, I think she was like a PT though, right?
Yeah, she was just like a PT.
Yeah.
But kind of similar, not on your level, but same area. Yeah. And that's like pretty much what you do, but more.
Yeah, more. Like sometimes less. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on their needs and the assessment that I come up with, right? And get them the help that they need. If it has to go further than me. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, I can fix it myself.
Right. But if it has to, you got the authority to put in a referral and get them where they need to go. See? real doctor. Doc Honeycutt.
And,
Remember the name.
And I started that journey. I mean, I just woke up one morning and I was like, I want to go to school to be a doctor. Like, just out of the blue. Because my motto was, nobody listens to you if you're not a doctor.
That's true.
They don't even listen if you're a doctor, though. You know?
Sometimes they don't. That's like, that started my journey into that field, being a peer support. Last year I got hurt, I was a chef at the airport. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized I was just a number. Because once they said, well, you can't bend, twist, turn, carry, work 12-hour shifts, it's like, then what good are you with us? So there was a debate about renewing my contract. And that's when I said, man, I'm sick of being a number. And it just came across to me that they're like, you're a ghetto therapist, if you will. You might as well get that certification and license and go into the field doing what you like to do anyway. Mm-hmm. And that led me to becoming a peer support.
Oh man, congratulations!
Thank you.
Big.
And it's so much heartwarming, and yes. I really appreciate doing that, being able to be there for people who don't have to go through as much as I did, trying to get referrals and assistance and help, and how do I get to my Medicaid and stuff of that nature. Mm-hmm. As far as like I went through it, and it was just like brick walls every time I went through it. So now being able to be in a position where I can lead people to get there quicker and get assistance for their children and stuff, it's just so amazing to me.
Kudos to you. And like you said, it's so rewarding. Like, I would not want to get up out of my bed every day and go somewhere that I wouldn't, I don't want to do that job. Right. I just could not see myself doing that. Like, when I get up in the mornings, I was like, oh, I got to go to work. I am getting ready to change some lives today. Yeah. Not, oh my God, here we go. I got to go to that, I got to go to that clinic again. No. Yeah. Let's go change some lives today.
I don't want to get up. Should I get up?
I'd be like, oh, this is what's about to happen right now. We're getting ready to go change some lives.
So real quick, what inspired you to become a doctor?
That, just like I said, my motto was nobody listened unless you're a doctor. And I wanted my community to see somebody that looked like them as well. Facts. To be able to help them. Like, yes. Because my daddy, my granddaddy, like those diseases, the cursed diseases, like high blood pressure, diabetes, all that stuff. Right. Well, my family have all that stuff. Yes. Mine too. And I'm like, I'm going to be redeemed from the curse of the law, period. And when my daddy got it, it was like in like the 80s, I think. And the only thing that I was young, but I remember the only thing that they knew to do was to change his diet. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, if I can keep the stuff away from me by what I put in my mouth.
There you go.
I am going to discipline myself to watch what I eat. And and today I still live by that. Like, I am so disciplined when it comes to the foods that I eat and just taking care of myself, period. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the same in my family as well. Like, both sides, hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes. And so my dad always raised me like predominantly healthy, though, according to what we knew at that time, depending on the era and the generation. So I'm actually like, when I go to the doctor now at 50, they're like, we can't understand. You're the picture of health. And they're like, every time they check me, they're like, you're borderline diabetes, but you never go diabetes. And I was like, it's because I changed up my diet. Just like when I go to the dentist, because I'm getting my podcast smile fixed right now, so I can eat, But it was like diet, sugar, how much sodium intake, are you hydrating, are you stretching and exercising?
Say that again, look, back up, say it, are you what?
Are you getting high quality H2O in your life? Not just Gatorade or any other name brand sports drink, but are you drinking water?
Water, and we need the minerals and supplements as well. Yes. But I always tell people, people say, "Oh, I'm so hungry today." Like, you're not gonna die because you missed a meal or you missed a whole day not eating. Yeah. But you will die quicker if your body is dehydrated, it'll take you out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go a long time without food.
Right.
But you cannot go a long time without fluids.
No. Your body needs those vitamins, minerals, and fluids daily. You can eat once or maybe twice a day, small meal, as long as you're taking those vitamins and it's getting the nourishment and the hydration it needs.
So your body can run like it's supposed to. And your body is going to use whatever you give it. If you're giving it some good stuff, it's going to use it up.
There it is. It's just like a car.
And it is, yes.
If you don't put the oil in and the transmission, then what you think is going to happen? Eventually, scared.
Don't lock up. Like,
need the antifreeze, right?
Right.
Same thing. Got to take care of your body.
And our bodies are used to movement. Like, people stop moving. When they built those things right there in front of you, people stopped moving. Like, they sat there for hours and hours and hours on those computers, on the phones, you know. Our bodies need to move. We're designed to move, and that's why people, like, young people now are just so locked up and have backaches and, you know.
All out of discombobulated. And I go through that now. Like, you can't tell that I'm fully disabled. You wouldn't be able to tell without me telling you that I have permanent full body nerve and muscle damage.
Wow.
But it's because I go by Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. But according to your faith, how much you believe in I'm healed, as opposed to how much you believe, oh man, I'm just decrepit, I'm finna go ahead and die. That's what's gonna happen, what you manifest. Yeah. So it's a lot of them today that, like you said, if you're sitting in front of the computer, eating all day chips and cake and drinking caffeine all day and just playing on the computer, but you don't go outside. Coming up, when I was with grandparents most of the time, get outside.
Outside.
You better be back when the street lights come on.
Outside. That was it. All day playing. All day.
Atari comes on. That's right. We talking way back before PS5 and Nintendo. Atari didn't come on till the street lights came on. So we were outside all day.
Yes, moving, running,
right,
playing, jumping.
So we were healthy.
They don't do that now.
No. And then I know the environment has changed too, but still, you got places you can go, parks or recreation centers. There's events you can go to. But yeah, they really don't get out and exercise and play. Like, just get together and network and meet each other. They don't really do that like that.
So we got to take, for me, it's taking everything back. Like, we got to take everything back to the basics.
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
The kids got to start going back outside, which it would be hard. Like I say now, because of the computers and everything, cell phones, that's all they want to do. They're consumed. But for food, eating from the land. Mm-hmm. Nobody, everybody's eating all this foods that's already, got all the, like, all kind of crap in it. Processed, right. That's the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. And I don't eat out. Like, I eat at home every day. I cook, and people are like, "Let's go get something to eat." No. Right. No, I'll go with you, but I'm not gonna eat anything because I eat at home, and I'm disciplined. Like, this is my life. It's my lifestyle.
Yes, and that's the same for me. Like, for a double-edged sword, so to speak. One, it's because of everything that's in the food, and you don't know what's in the food. And I've been in the back, so ew. That's all I can say.
Right.
But on the other side of the fence, if I'm going out once a week or none, then that's money and finances I'm putting into my name and my brand. If you're going out every day, eating somebody else's food, paying for them cooking and doing, then that's money that you're not investing in. You look at that monthly, quarterly, annually, you really start seeing, oh man, this is a lot of money I could have invested in me or into a savings or a stock and bond or something.
Yeah, and for me though, it's still about the health. Like,
definitely first. Because
the food have to taste good. They have to put spices and salt and sugar and oil and all that stuff because they want you to come back.
That's right.
Like, they're not going to make you something that's not going to taste good.
That's right.
So look at all that stuff. They might make it sound like it's healthy on on the description.
Oh, yeah.
But it ain't no telling what's
in there with
is in that food. So I know what's in that food at my house.
That's right. You know the ingredients that you put in it.
Right.
So that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you're cooking at home, you know what's in there.
Yeah. Look, that's a whole nother show right there, right?
Right. That's the name of it, matter of fact. When you're cooking at home, you know what's in there. Oh, it's the bottom line. With Doc Honeycutt. So, you're also an author.
I am an author. And you know...
What hasn't she done?
I have 7 books published. I self-published. And...
one more time. Amazing accomplishments.
So I wrote one, and after I figured out that I could self-publish,
yes,
I just kept on going because I had a lot of stuff in here, you know. So I have 7 published now, and everything is motivational.
Amen.
I'm big with mental health, mental illness.
Yes.
I'm an advocate.
Yeah, because there's a lot of isolation, depression, high anxiety going on right now.
Yeah, but see, nobody wants to talk about it because they get embarrassed because of the stigma that has been attached to it from our community.
Right. You crazy. You don't need no therapy.
Just
That's
pray
not for
about
black
it.
folks.
Right. You can beat this.
Don't tell nobody, which is exactly the opposite of what you need to do.
Tell it, because there's help.
Yes.
And there's resources. And, every platform that I go on, I have to plug it that mental illness is real. Like I know God gave me He gave me this platform for a reason.
Yes,
I'm in 5 billion homes every day. My show is all over the world.
Amen.
And I know that He gave me this platform so I can let everybody know that mental illness is real, but nobody wants to talk about it because of the stigma that has been attached to it.
Right.
But we're here to say that there is help, and there's hope.
Ma'am.
Yeah, no, so.
Yes, ma'am. And I want to go further and talk with you about, since you're talking about mental health awareness, I was just talking with my man, Ant, super producer, about there's a mental health awareness tour that I'm on right now called Earn Your Wings. And so I definitely want to introduce you to Ms. Tiffany Brown, because this is what it's actually about. I think it's a 6-state tour, 6 or 7. And it's about mental health awareness. And then we're actually working on speakers. You're an author, so we definitely want to have speakers and authors with it. You're both. And then there's an album that we're actually doing dedicated directly to mental health awareness. So this taps right into it.
Yes.
And I'll get you contacted with that, because like I said, we're going to be involved in that too. Anything dealing with mental health awareness, that's just powerful to help other people.
It is so powerful, and especially when it hits your front door.
Right.
Your own family. It's in everybody's family. But once again, people think that you don't understand.
Yeah.
So.
And some are just scared to talk about it because they think exactly the stigma that's been put out there. I don't want to be labeled crazy or a lunatic, and it's the exact difference. You're going to be receiving assistance and help, but nobody can be there if they don't know what's going on, and you won't open up.
And the thing is, they just feel like people won't understand them.
Right.
Or they don't want to be truthful so they can really be helped. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, like when I do an assessment on a patient, I have to know everything about them. Like, I have to know their whole life. I have to know how they sleep, how they eat, do they date, do they lie, do they drink, do they smoke, like everything. And he's like, dog, what?
But this is how you get the total assessment and how to assist.
Because I need to be able to help you in every way. Because one of those things might be triggering something else.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep.
Yep.
I say that all the time. So going back to talking about physical as well, physical health, you did a book called I've Got Something to Say, My Weight Loss Journey.
Yes.
What is the storyline behind that?
So it is what it is. Like talking about my weight loss journey, and we talked about me watching my granddaddy and my dad and, my family members with diabetes and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was overweight. I was 238 pounds. And this was way before my doctor days or anything.
Oh, wow.
But, and every time I would go to the doctor, she'd be like, oh, you borderline this and borderline that, and I'm like, I ain't getting that stuff. I'm not getting that stuff. So when I got old enough to be able to buy my own food, that's what I started buying my own food. I started watching what I eat. And I just, like I said, I changed my lifestyle, period.
Right.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah. And people like, it's not easy to lose weight. It's easy now for me.
Yes.
Because I changed my total life.
Right.
It's just a part of my life now. And even when I travel, I was on tour last week. I didn't fly because I wanted to be able to take my food because I don't eat out. You know what I'm saying? So thank God it wasn't somewhere like out of the country. Right. I would have had to figure that out. I would have tried to find a grocery store when I got there. But I cooked my food and I put it in the cooler and I took my stuff on the road with me.
There it is. See? And that's exactly what you said when you said dedicated and focused.
I lived it.
You don't let situations detour or change that focus. So that's a beautiful thing. But I've been waiting to get to this topic. So you're a huge motorcycle lover.
Boop, boop. I am a motorcycle rider. I've been riding for like 30 years now. Yes, so I have a Hayabusa. It's a 1300. Yeah, it's a big boy.
Oh, wow. That is
But I rode in stages though. I started out small and now this is the girl. Betsy is my girl. I've been riding with her for a long time. Ooh, and
that's all right. When you got nicknamed Betsy, baby, I'm a rider. Catch me if you can. She don't nickname it. That's serious.
Oh yeah, Betsy, we be riding.
I bet.
But so my show is about female motorcycle riders.
That's what I was sliding into.
Okay. So I wanted everybody to understand that there's levels to being a biker. Like you just don't start up no bike club.
No.
It's levels. You better know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
you don't just step in and be an MC. Period. I'm in there. I'm not a prospect. No, you start prospect, and then not even talk about that to start a bike club. You don't just up and say, hey, I'm doing this.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And boom.
Right. No. And, just the whole bike thing, the whole biker world, within itself, you need just need to know that there's levels to it. So, I just started showcasing men and ladies, it's riding. And we got our own lives because we're professional women. Like I have another doctor on the show as well. But everybody's doing their thing and showing them we can be moms. We can own businesses. We can be beautiful. We can have fun. We love to ride. We want to come home every night to our kids. So please look out for us too as well on our motorcycles. Yes. But we can still ride. Because, bikers had a stigma.
Yeah, they did.
They had a stigma and still do. That, you got to be wild and crazy or you're in a gang. Yes. And I wanted to let everybody know, no, you don't have to be in a gang to ride a motorcycle. I am a living witness. I'm a whole doctor out here. You know what I'm saying? I got businesses. I'm doing my thing. But I just love to ride.
And that's the thing. So you killed a stigma right there. And when I actually turned into the show, Beautiez Bikerz On Set, and I was like, this is a whole different outlook at bikers. Usually when you turn it on, you're expecting like the TV shows that come on about bikers.
People beating somebody down.
Right, yeah. Or it's this straight party, wild, drugs, getting it in. And your show gave a different aspect and showed that, hey, these are bikers as well, and they're not in that stigma.
Right. I mean, I like to party now.
Yeah, who doesn't? Right.
I like to dance and have fun too. But, there's a time we partying. Are we partying now or are we on business? You know what I'm saying? Right. What position we playing right now? And whatever position we playing, that's what I'm doing.
And that, like I was just saying, that shows that what you were saying, different levels. That goes back to what you were saying with that is different levels. And you got to play your part. Each person has a position, and they got to play their part. And, it's just like everything else. You got in your position, this is that. This is your role. This is what you handle. This is what you need to do. Dues and whatnot. Blah, 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 blah. Who's the treasurer? All that stuff. It's different levels to it.
It is definitely. And I did have a bike club in the beginning, kind of sort of my biking career. But I was like, when it things started to turn into drama, I'm shutting it down, blah, blah, blah. And so it did get a little rough in the bike world for a little bit, with, like dominancy and stuff. But
right.
I don't know where it is now because I just have a motorcycle show now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be going to the bike parties unless we're invited. When we're invited, I'll go to some things. Like I'll be at Bike Week.
Gotcha.
At Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest times for us.
Do you do both? Because there's another issue. You got the, how can I say it politically correct? You have the Black Biker Week, and then you have the
I do the Black Biker Week.
You do Black Biker Week?
I do Black Bike Week, yep.
Because it is actually a difference at the beach doing those different biker times.
Yeah.
But they're all bikers.
Right. And I've been doing that. My mom is the one who actually got us riding. She was the first Beautiez and Bikerz. And she was...
One time for the OG?
Yes. And so we were like... But she rode on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like... Me and my sister, we was like... We're getting our own...
We're going to drive.
We're getting our own motorcycles. And that's what we did. We got our own motorcycles.
So, I know on the show... Going back to everything we discussed earlier, you find it make it a point to address national social topics, health, mental awareness topics. What made you want to use the show as a platform to address those topics?
I mean, it's broad. It can reach a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Like my show is in homes. My show is in places that my feet has never stepped in.
Oh, say that again. That's
my
deep.
show is in places, in countries that my feet has never stepped in. My name is being called in homes that my feet have never been in that home or been in that building.
Right.
Yeah, I was in New York last week. I kid you not. I got out that car and started walking down the sidewalk, and the security guard met me and said, "Doc Honeycutt."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know them people.
Wow. And for those who don't understand or haven't witnessed such a feeling yet, how does it feel when you go somewhere and people already know you from your shows?
It's rewarding, like you said. I feel like that I'm making an impact.
Yes.
I'm doing exactly what I set out to do. Like
yes.
my goal is to help people. And that just let me know that I am helping people because they let me know that they appreciate the things that I'm doing.
Exactly. That's amazing. That's amazing for an amazing producer. That's the best way I can put it. And I know that the people that get to see your show, you do entertainment with it, but at the same time, you feed the mind and the soul. Mm-hmm. So, thank God for producers like you who you give us something to see, and that's what inspires me. That's what made me change how I started doing stuff and how I started writing music as well, like in everything that I'm doing, coming up the ladder in the entertainment industry and in the other sector, mental health awareness and peer support. It's people like y'all that really inspire. So I want to thank you for everything that you're doing, and we really appreciate you because you showed us a different lane and how you can walk your own path and follow what God got for you and make it happen.
Yeah, and people want to, people don't want to see you up here all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I talk to my patients, I don't talk to them up here on this level.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to understand what I'm talking about. Like, I want you to, I'm not going to say my patella. I'm going to say my knee. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to know what I'm talking about because I want your treatments to be good for you. I want you, you to get the best treatment that you need. And if I'm up here and you're here,
you have no understanding of what I'm saying.
That's not going to do you any good.
Language.
Right.
Yeah, you have to meet people at their level. I had to learn because I learned changing my law of attraction and stuff in my thinking. I started setting standards. Well, I'm here, so everybody else got to be here. No. Everybody else isn't there. You have to be humane enough to understand if somebody's right here. You got to be humble enough to come here because it's more important for them to get that understanding and assistance than for you to say, well, I'm up here, I'm this and that, and you got to come to my level to understand what I'm talking about. Then you're not even doing what you need to be doing.
Not fair, right? That's not fair. And that's why I stayed, they hated to see me coming at the hospitals with my mama, because I'm a pit bull. Like, you just can't tell me anything about human body. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got kicked out of hospitals for this woman. Like, when I told her I was going to fight for her, I fought for my mama. I said, I'll fight for you till you die. And I'll fight for you. I'm going to fight for you after you die. Like, I was fighting for that lady. Yeah. But they hate to see me coming because they know that I knew what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? You can't just tell me anything. And I was there all the time.
Right.
Like,
and so they start talking that medical language. Be like, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. It wasn't gonna be like, oh, mama, what did they say? Because I know she's not gonna know when she got home what they said. So I don't know who's listening out there, but if you got an elderly mother, anybody in your family, and you got any kind of medical education, anything, go to the doctor with your mama and your dad. Yeah. Because they need that. They need somebody to advocate for them as soon as they walk in the door. Yeah. As soon as they walk in the door, let them see your face to know they got people that care for them. Right. And they're going to come up in here and show out if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Because a lot of times they don't. Now, and I'm talking, right.
Yeah. That goes on a lot of levels. If people in the medical field, if your people are going through justice-involved situations, all levels, young, disabled, elders, if they know they got people that's going to come to the back for them, it's a different element.
It is.
They don't treat them like just another case. Like, oh, no, these people got people. We got to do correct by them because if not, they coming.
Right. My sister, we had to take my mom to the emergency room, and they took my mom, like, right back. She was like, oh, we got back so quick. I was like, yes, we did. we sure did. We got back real quick. I say they don't want no smoke in here. They know Dr. Honeycutt. Right. They know Dr. Honeycutt.
So, Miss Doc Everything, as I tell you, that's my nickname for you. What do you have coming up in the future? What can we look for to come through and support you on?
Okay, so right now I just released a new Beautiez and Bikerz. It's the Beautiez and Bikerz BBWs. So we're in our 3rd episode of that. It's on TV as well. So it's already out. I'm trying to build the Beautiez and Bikerz brand. You know, I do music as well too. So maybe I have one song out. Maybe I might, do something else with the music stuff too.
I didn't know that. Another Doc Everything Honeycutt accolade. You do music?
I do. Yeah, I do. I'm a hook girl though. I like to do the hooks. Right. I love to do the hooks, but
Aunt, you heard that, Aunt? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Just making sure.
I'm just like, whatever windows are open that make sense. I'm going through them. Now the doors, enough doors been open. Doors open everywhere. Right. But I'm going through windows now. Right. So if they make sense, I'm going for it.
That leads me right into the last and final question I had. You just really said it. What would you have for the upcoming who are focused on any of these fields of business? Like you just actually said, if the door is open, you've been through doors, now you're going through windows. What words do you have for the up and coming?
Believe in yourself. That's number one. And if that thing don't work the first time, don't get discouraged. Because it's probably not going to work the first time.
Oh, wow.
So you got to step back and you got to hit that pause, hit the reset. It's okay to hit the reset.
Yes.
And look at it at a different angle without emotion. You got to look at it without emotion, because if you get your heart in it, it's going to keep you down.
Oh, Doc, you hit something right there. It's so many success stories along those lines. If Oprah Winfrey had got the newscast position in Chi-Town instead of being turned down for it, she never would have became OWN network. If Tyler Perry hadn't been through the situations he was in, molestation, living in his car, he wouldn't be where he is today, owning the old TBS land and the land that used to be slave land in Georgia, and now it's on all black production.
Yep.
It's so many stories like this. And it's going to be some doors closed. But don't give up. Where most people actually lose out, right when they're getting ready to make that break, that last door closes. And like you said, they don't see the window to just open over there when that door closed, because this is where it's waiting on you. This is where you're supposed to be going. But you just say, I've had enough, and tap out. Everybody doesn't have an instant contract, multi-million-dollar story, and most people don't. Let's just be real about this. You're going to have to grind.
You are going to have to grind, and you got to stay focused.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's a big part of being successful, period. It's staying focused and stay on your grind, because a lot of people, they'll get in relationships. Right. In time to get in a relationship and take them off their focus. Right. Or just anything that that's gonna keep you off your focus. You gotta keep that drive, man, I'm telling you. Yeah. And you can do all those things. Right. But you just have to balance it. Like everything have to be in its, perspective, like its proper perspective. Yes. Because like you say, I do a whole lot. Like I'm not just somewhere twiddling my fingers all day. Right. Like I have to do this, and I have to make sure this is done, and I still got to make sure the show get put on, on these networks, and I still got to make sure I make these phone calls to these patients, like what I'm saying, like so. Right. But it's balanced. Right. Everything's balanced.
And on a worker's perspective, until you get to a point where your LLCs or your businesses are taking off, and that's what you're living out of. Your 9 to 5 has to be able to line up with what you're doing as far as entertainment. Your inner circle, your family has to be there and understand. Your love relationship has to be able to understand and work with you, not against you, because all of those factors take away from your focus. And if you're really striving to do this, you got to be able to be able to do that. And like we were saying earlier before the show, I got a point I always say. Nipsey also said it's a marathon. I add to it that some people are just along for the 100-yard dash. You're trying to carry people for the marathon. They're not built for the marathon. They're only built for that season, that 50, that 100-yard dash, that 440 relay. And that was it. Mm-hmm. If you're holding on to them, then they're holding you back. Yes. And vice versa. So you got to know who's there for the marathon and who's there for that area, that segment, and that's it.
But everybody's not built for it. Everybody in your life, every relationship is not built for like what we do. Yes, they don't understand the business. Right. And they say they can handle it until they're actually in it. Like they'll say, I'm like, people know me in the city, they come up to me, they want a hug or they want to take a picture. You know? Oh, I can handle it. That's because it's not right in your face.
How you know them? I don't know them.
We had this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said you can handle it. I can handle it, but I can handle it, but who is it? Nah, you ain't built for it, bro.
No. I'm telling you, that's just so funny, but it really does happen, and they have to learn, and you have to say to yourself, am I really ready for this too? And I'm gonna leave with one last point. OG Mike Tyson, he said, and I put this in one of my songs, I think it was Thank the Lord, that's the song I put it in. He said, everyone you fight ain't your foes. Translation, you better focus on the people around you too. Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Yep. So on that note, man, I got to say thank you again. One more time, everybody. Doc Honeycutt. It's been an interesting, it's been an informing, and it's been an entertaining show. We thank you for coming on.
I thank you guys for having me so much. It was an honor to be on your show today.
It was an honor having you. We definitely going to have you back.
Please, I'll come back anytime.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
And everybody, thank you for tuning in. You know, we got more shows coming. And I'm still like lost in this. It was so much information that my mind is just bubbling right now. But there will definitely be more episodes with you. Thank you. I want to tell everybody out there, if you know somebody that's going through something, take a moment. Just holler at them. And you know, it takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile. You'll be amazed at what a smile does for somebody in their life. This is Mandrey, a.k.a. Mandrizzle Davis, for another episode of It's Bottom.
My name and the Beautiez and Bikerz name on the NASCAR track. How cool is that? I already done my D. Take a little break.
Come on, hey, what it is, what it is.
Are you with all the tire issues and little bits of stuff? Yeah, you want to point out and smile? All right,
doctors